Welcome to the final part of our Getting Your Money Right series. We've thus far developed clear goals and game plans for our finances, built a foundation from which wealth grows, and explored the power of compound interest. Now we finish with specific ways to leverage compounding returns in our favor so we can multiply our wealth. I'll have the link to the former of this series in the video description below, so leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's dive in. Compound interest practical step number 1. Taking advantage of employer-matched retirement savings. If your employer matches your retirement contributions to its sponsored plan, then this is a tough strategy to beat. Not sure if your employer offers a match? Get with your human resources department and find out ASAP. Typically, employers will match dollar for dollar or 50 cents to the dollar for each dollar that you contribute to your plan. Contribution matching employers will typically do this for up to the first 3 to 6% of your income that you invest into the plan. Let's take a look at just how much this can boost your retirement balance. Someone who contributes $200 per month for 30 years, getting projected market returns, would have about $455,000 on $72,000 total that they invested. Their investment returns would be about $383,000. Contrast this to someone whose employer matches 50 cents to the dollar. You get your contribution amount plus that same amount multiplied by 0.5. Essentially, your employer puts half of whatever you put into your retirement plan. So someone who contributes $200 per month for 30 years, getting projected market returns, would then have about $683,000 on $72,000 total that they invested. They finished with about $575,000 more than what they put in. What about employers that match dollar for dollar? You get your contribution amount plus that same amount from your employer. So someone who contributes $200 per month for 30 years, getting projected market returns, would then have about $911,000 on $72,000 total that they invested. They finished with about $767,000 more than what they put in. We still have 2 more practical steps to leverage compound interest and skyrocket your net worth, the last of which costs you absolutely nothing to implement. And a quick reminder to like, subscribe, and share if you're getting value from this video. Compound interest practical step number 2, using the down payment method. People usually associate the term down payment with home buying. Being diligent, saving up a certain amount to pay up front, average 12% of the home's value, and taking on the rest as a loan. What if you applied this same concept to wealth building? The average home value in the US, though it fluctuates, is around $350,000. If the average down payment is 12%, that's about $42,000. Let's have some fun and see what a lump sum like this, directed towards retirement, can do for your wealth. Now, we all need places to live, so let's use half of our $42,000. So, $21,000. We reviewed in past videos that $300 a month for 30 years at 10%, or average stock market returns, gives you about $683,000. If all of your investment came from you, and not an employer or anyone else, this requires that you invest a total of $108,000 over the 30 years. This gives you about $575,000 of gain. What would happen if we started with a $21,000 down payment to this plan? On $129,000 total that you invested, you would have $1,100,000 at the end of 30 years. That's right. $971,000 of gains. Just gains. You're able to turn $21,000 into an extra $416,000 beyond what you would have had in the prior example. Of course, it may take time to save up a down payment, but for homeownership, some people go to great lengths to amass capital, even as far as living off of 1 out of 2 salaries for 6 months to a year. How aggressively would people work and save to come up with retirement down payments if they really knew what they could be earning? Compound interest practical step number 3. adopting the early bird mentality. More of a mindset than a method. The good news is that this is arguably the most practical step that anyone can take when it comes to building wealth. Oh, and psst, it's free. To make sense of this one, we look at some more fun numbers. Let's say this 30-year-old wants to be a millionaire by age 60. She invests $450 a month from age 30 to age 60 and gets average stock market returns. Even without any help from an employer match, she achieves her goal. She finishes with $1,025,000 on her total investment of $162,000 over 30 years. That means she gained $863,000 by compounding her returns. This may sound like a win, but let's say that she procrastinated for 3 years and could have started doing this at age 27. Even if she stopped contributing to her investment after 30 years, or age 27 to 57, she would have had $1,382,000 by age 60. This is on the same $162,000 that she invested. Those 3 wasted years cost her about $357,000 on an average of over $119,000 for each squandered year. The point? Start right now. What would motivate you to pay the high cost of waiting? We talked a lot today about free money that gets invested for you when you invest. One way to take advantage of this, beyond any employer plan, is through Webull. Use the link in the video description below, and this broker will give you 12 free stocks for opening an account and depositing as little as 1 cent. So start your wealth building journey today with a little help from somebody else's money. Leave your comments below. Your feedback helps me to improve the channel. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you got value from this content, hit the share button to spread the wealth.